What is going on, everyone? This video is a technical walkthrough on how to read in CSV files from AWS S3 into an AWS Glue job that is not already defined in the AWS Glue Catalog as a table. I'll be walking through the required parameters and highlighting some optional parameters that are useful to know about when reading in CSV data into a dynamic frame. So I went ahead already to upload my data into an S3 bucket. The data contains 4 columns related to customer orders. Alright, so I'm in my Jupyter notebook, which is using an AWS Interactive Glue session. The first statement we have is just our default import statement and the boilerplate code. I'm just going to give that a run to start our Interactive Glue session. Alright, now that our Glue session has been successfully created, we can start adding some code. We're going to create a variable called customer_table, which is going to be a dynamic object containing our data from AWS S3. So I'm going to create my variable customer_table. Now we're going to use the Glue context class. Now we're going to use the method create dynamic frame from options in order to read our data in from S3 with the CSV format. So for our first parameter, it is going to be connection_type, and we're going to make that equal to S3. Now the second parameter we need to pass in is going to be connection_options, and now we're going to pass in the path where our data is coming from. So at the top of my screen here, you can see the bucket and the object that the data is stored in. In order to get my URL, I can just hit the copy S3 URL button. So now we're going to pass in a dictionary, and the key is going to be paths, and it takes a list of the paths that we want to associate with our data to read our dynamic data frame. So because my data is only coming from one directory, I'm just going to pass in that URL in my list here. So we have to make sure there's quotes, and we're just going to paste in that link. Now, if we had multiple files in our directory, it would actually pick it up. So we don't have to specify each individual file, just the path of the data that we want to create a data frame for. Great. We're just going to close off that dictionary now. Next, we're going to add another parameter called format, and we're going to make that equal to CSV. So we're telling the method that, hey, the data is in a CSV format. And next, the parameter we want to use is format_options. And this allows us to add additional information about our CSV data. So as you saw the data earlier, it had a header which had the column names in it. So we want to pass in this dictionary a key called with header, and we're going to make that equal to true. Now, if your data did not have any headers, you can make this equal to false, and false is the actual default. Now, this is all we need to read our data in successfully. However, I'm going to show you an optional parameter that will help optimize your performance of reading CSV data. However, this is only available in Glue 3.0, and it's called optimize performance, and I'm going to make that equal to true. By default, this is off, so it is equal to false. So what this variable does is it specifies whether we're using the advanced SIMD CSV reader along with Apache Arrow based columnar memory formats. I want to point out though, there are some limitations with using this feature. It doesn't support multi-line or escape format options. It doesn't support creating a dynamic frame with choice type. Also, it doesn't support creating a dynamic frame with error records. And lastly, it doesn't support reading CSV files with multi-byte characters such as Japanese or Chinese characters. So if you don't have any of these limitations, this could help optimize reading your data. Great, so now that I've added all my parameters, I'm just going to make sure I close off this method, and it's going to give that a run to make sure it worked. Great, so I didn't get an error indicating that we've successfully created our dynamic frame object. So now in order to display our schema and first 5 records to make sure we're reading our data successfully, I can now type in the variable name, customer table, and hit .print schema. Give that a run. And you can see here we got our 4 columns that we expected, which is great. And now in order to get our first 5 records, I can do customer_table.show and add the number 5 for the first 5 records. Give that a run. And you're going to see the first 5 records appearing as a dictionary, 1 for each row. However, we wanted this to appear in a Jupyter notebook formatted more nicely. We can now add to df.show. So now what we're doing is converting our dynamic frame to a Spark data frame. And if I give this a run, you can now see the first 5 records appearing more cleanly. So there you go. We've successfully read in data from AWS S3 into our Glue job without using the AWS Glue Catalog. Please like this video if it was helpful, and please consider subscribing or watching my other videos in this series on reading, transforming, and writing data with AWS Glue. Thanks again, and see you next time.